She sits across from you in the dim light of the living room. Her phone screen glows against her face, casting a cold blue shadow. The silence between you is heavy. Very heavy. You think she wants an apology. You think she wants you to explain why you were late or why you forgot the milk. You are wrong. Dead wrong. Society has spent the last 30 years telling her she is independent. It told her she is a boss. It told her that men are optional accessories to a well-lived life. She bought the lie. She earned the degree. She got the promotion. She pays her own mortgage. But as she sits there staring at that screen, she is feeling a weight that no career can lift. She is feeling the crushing chaos of a world that never stops moving. She is a storm. And a storm is only beautiful when it has something solid to break against. She does not need your advice. She does not need your logic. She does not need you to fix the world. She needs you to be the one thing the world is not. She needs you to be still. Most men fail this test. They see the storm, and they become the storm. They yell back. They explain. They plead. They become reactive ghosts of the men they used to be. They lose their center because they believe the lie that she is their equal in every single way. But in the deep, quiet parts of her mind, she is screaming for a leader, not a dictator, an anchor, an emotional anchor, someone who does not move when she pushes, someone who does not break when she cries, someone whose breathing remains deep and steady while her world is spinning out of control. This is the Stoic truth that modern dating has tried to bury. Your silence is not a void. Your silence is a fortress. And tonight you are going to learn how to build it. But before you can build the fortress, you have to understand the ghost that is currently haunting your house. It is a ghost that feeds on your anxiety and whispers that you are obsolete. It is the reason you feel the need to fill every silence with words. It is the reason you feel small when she is loud. We are going to kill that ghost. Because until it is gone, you can never be the man she actually needs. Your phone vibrates. It is 2 a.m. She sent a text that simply says, "We need to talk." Most men feel their heart rate spike instantly. This is the first sign of the ghost. The reactive ghost lives in the space between a stimulus and your response. He is the version of you that is terrified of losing her. He is the version of you that thinks if he explains himself just one more time, she will finally understand. But she does not want to understand your logic. She wants to see if you can hold your own weight. Think about the last time you argued. Did you raise your voice? Did you pace the room? Did you check your phone every 30 seconds, waiting for a reply that never came? That is not strength. That is a frequency. A weak, frantic frequency that she picks up on like a radio signal. In the United States, over 60% of divorces are initiated because of a lack of emotional stability in the home. It is not always about money or infidelity. It is about the fact that she looked at the man across from her and realized he was just as fragile as she felt. The ghost tells you that being a nice guy means being a flexible guy. It tells you that if you mirror her emotions, she will feel seen. Wrong. If she is drowning, she does not need you to jump in and drown with her. She needs you to be the dock. The ghost is built on a foundation of hidden contracts. You think, if I am this nice, then she will be that kind. When she is not kind, you react. You get angry, you get cold. You retreat into the basement of your own mind. This reactivity is a poison. It kills attraction faster than age or poverty ever could. Why? Because a woman cannot trust a man who is controlled by her moods. If she can tilt your world with one text message, how can you protect her from a world that wants to break her? Every time you react, you are handing her the remote control to your soul. You are telling her that your peace of mind is for sale, and she has the currency to buy it whenever she wants. You are becoming the very thing you fear, a man who is obsolete because he has no core, no center, no unshakable ground. But there is a different way, a way that Marcus Aurelius practiced in the heat of battle and the betrayal of his closest friends. It is the path of the anchor. But before you can become the anchor, you must recognize the exact moment the ghost takes over. You must feel the heat in your chest. You must see the urge to speak before the words leave your mouth. You must realize that your greatest power is not what you say, but what you refuse to give away. The question is not whether the storm will come. The storm is already here. The question is whether you will be swept away by it, or if you will finally learn how to stand still. Imagine a ship in the middle of the Atlantic. The wind is screaming. The waves are 30 feet high. The wood is groaning under the pressure. What keeps that ship from being smashed against the rocks? It is not the sails. It is not the captain's shouting. It is the anchor. A heavy, unyielding mass of iron that reaches deep into the darkness and grips the earth. It does not move. It does not argue with the storm. It just exists. This is what Marcus Aurelius meant when he sat in his tent on the edges of the Roman Empire and wrote to himself. He said, "Be like the promontory against which the waves continually break, but it stands unmoved, and the fury of the water around it is lulled to rest. She is the water. Her emotions are the waves. And your job is not to stop the ocean from moving. Your job is to be the rock that remains when the tide goes out. Think about your breathing right now. Is it shallow? Is it fast? An emotional anchor breathes from the belly. Deep, slow, steady. When she comes to you with fire in her eyes, you do not need to bring a bigger fire. You bring a bucket of ice. You bring a silence so profound that it forces her to face her own reflection in it. This is not about being cold. It is about being contained. A man who is contained is a man who is safe. And safety is the highest form of luxury in a modern world full of noise. Every time you refuse to be triggered, you are building a muscle, a stoic muscle. You are proving to her and to yourself that your internal state is not for sale. You are the eye of the hurricane. The world around you can be in total collapse. The stock market can crash. The boss can be screaming. She can be threatening to leave. But if your internal citadel is intact, you are still the most powerful person in the room. This stability is hypnotic. It is magnetic. It is the reason women say they want a bad boy, but they stay with the man who makes them feel grounded. They do not want the chaos. They want to know that if they bring the chaos, you will be the one thing they cannot break. You are the stone. You are the lighthouse. You are the anchor. And once you master this stillness, the entire dynamic of your relationship will shift. She will stop testing you because she finally has the answer to the question she has been asking with every argument. Can I lean on you? Can I trust you to hold the line? But there is a secret to this power. A secret that most men miss because they are too busy trying to be right. It is the power of the non-response. This is not the same as ignoring her. Ignoring is a reaction. Silence is a choice. One is weak. The other is lethal. The next time she baits you, do nothing. Just look at her. Most men think silence is a weapon used for punishment. They call it the silent treatment. They use it because they are pouting. They use it because they are hurt. That is not power. That is a tantrum in disguise. The Stoic art of silence is different, very different. It is the refusal to be moved by a script you did not write. When she is emotional, she is testing the boundaries of her reality. She is looking for the walls of the room. If you start shouting or explaining, you are not a wall. You are just more noise. But when you remain silent, you become the boundary. You become the mirror. Have you ever noticed how uncomfortable people get when a room goes quiet? They start talking. They start fidgeting. They start revealing their true intentions because they cannot stand the pressure of the void. This is the secret of the modern leader. In a world where everyone is fighting for the last word, The man who chooses the first silence wins. Look at her eyes. Do not squint. Do not glare. Just look. Your hands are still. Your throat is relaxed. You are not holding your breath. You are holding the space. This is where the magic happens. When you do not react, she has to deal with herself. She has to look at her own behavior without the distraction of your anger. You're giving her the greatest gift a man can provide, a clear reflection of her own soul. This is not manipulation. This is emotional surgery. Most relationships fail because two people are constantly reacting to each other like pinballs in a machine. They hit, they bounce, they break. But the Stoic man is the machine itself. He does not bounce. He absorbs. He observes. This silence tells her that you are not afraid of her emotions. It tells her that you are not afraid of losing her. And ironically, that is exactly what makes her want to stay. Because a woman can only truly relax with a man she knows she cannot destroy. Think about that. If your words are cheap, she will spend them all day. If your silence is expensive, she will work to earn it. This is the shift. From the man who begs to be heard to the man who is heard because he barely speaks. Silence is not a lack of communication. It is a higher form of it. It says, I hear you, but I do not belong to you. It says, I love you, but I am not controlled by you. This is the frequency of the man who has seen enough of the world to know that the loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. Your silence is a filter. It filters out the drama. It filters out the games. It leaves only the truth. But there is one final level to this truth, a level that goes beyond the arguments and the quiet rooms. It is the realization of why she actually needs you to be this way. It is the secret of the feminine heart that most modern men are too afraid to acknowledge. The secret she will never tell you is that she is tired of being the strong one. In a world that forced her to build walls and pay her own way, she is exhausted. She is waiting for a man whose internal world is so vast and so stable that she can finally stop fighting. Most men see her strength, and they shrink. They think she does not need them, so they stop leading. They stop being the anchor. And that is when the relationship dies. It dies because she is left alone in the storm with no one to hold the line. But when you apply the Stoic truth, you are not just saving a relationship. You are reclaiming your birthright. You are becoming the man who is defined by his own principles rather than her reactions. This is the ultimate paradox of masculine power. The less you need her validation, the more she craves your presence. The more you are willing to walk away for the sake of your own peace, the more she will want to stay by your side. She does not need you for your money. She does not need you for your status. She needs you for your soul. She needs the part of you that remains untouched by the chaos of the modern world. She needs the man who can look into the abyss and not blink. This is not a game of who cares less. It is a game of who is more grounded in reality. Stoicism is not about being a robot. It is about being a fortress for the people you love. It is about being the one person in her life who she cannot tilt. Tonight, when you look at her, do not see a problem to be solved. See a storm that is looking for a shore. Be that shore. Breathe deep. Stay still. Do not react. The ghost is dead. The anchor is set. You finally understand that she needs you more than you ever realized. But she only needs you if you are the man who does not need her to tell him who he is. The choice is yours. Stay the ghost or become the rock. The storm is waiting for your answer.